Good evening, everyone. Please confirm the video and the audio is clear to you or not. Let's wait for everyone to join in and then we'll begin with our session. Okay, so let's begin with our class now, right? So today is the first revision day. We are starting off with a new format of revision sessions on Botany Insider as promised. So today we'll be discussing regarding what chemical bonds are, how do we actually what are the various important points that you need to remember regarding the chemical bonds, etc., right? So let's wait for just one more minute for every all the students to join and then we'll begin with our class. Okay, good evening, Faisal. Yeah, so let's begin now. Watching from Kashmir, thank you so much. So let's begin. Okay, so let's discuss about what chemical bonds are, what are the various type and all the other important pointers, right? Before starting the video, if you're new to Botany Insider, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. In addition, we also have our own application, so download the application from the Android as well as from the iOS. It is available both on the devices. Okay, so download the app and get yourself enrolled in a number of courses. We have two new contents launched for you all. First one is the practice sessions. The course starts on 4th of April 2023. So if you wish to enroll in this particular course, download the application and you can enroll in this practice session. In addition, we have launched a combo price for you all for the revision booklets and the PYQ pointers all together. So if you wish to place your orders, you can WhatsApp on this particular number, get the sample content from our end, and you can decide whether to place the orders for the upcoming 2023 examination, which is going to be held in June. Okay, so in addition to that, we have these all courses also available for you all, so you can place your orders according to your need. So let's discuss about what chemical bonds are, what are its various types, what are the various important points that you need to remember. So first thing, what are chemical bonds all about? So chemical bonds specifically are the lasting attractions. इसके अंदर होता क्या है, जैसे हमारे पास दो एटम्स है, एटम 1 एंड एटम 2. इन दोनों एटम्स के अंदर जो एक लॉन्ग लास्टिंग अट्रैक्शन है, जिसकी वजह से एक केमिकल कंपाउंड का फॉर्मेशन होता है, इसको हम केमिकल बॉन्ड का नाम देते हैं. वी हैव थ्री मेजर थिंग्स. फर्स्ट थिंग इज एटम, देन यू हैव मॉलिक्यूल, देन यू हैव कंपाउंड. सो एटम का मतलब है हमारी सिंगल एंटाइटी. मॉलिक्यूल का मतलब है जब दो सिमिलर टाइप के एटम्स एक साथ ज्वाइन होते हैं, उसको हम मॉलिक्यूल बोलते हैं. और जब अलग अलग टाइप के एटम्स, अलग अलग टाइप के मॉलिक्यूल्स एक परफेक्ट, एक प्रॉपर ओरिएंटेशन में एक फिक्स्ड रेशियो के अंदर कंबाइन होंगे, हम उसको कंपाउंड का नाम देंगे. सो एटम, देन मॉलिक्यूल एंड देन कंपाउंड. ओके, remember about this. This is what a chemical bond is. Simple meaning, दो atoms किस तरीके से एक दूसरे से बॉन्ड होंगे, ये एक अट्रैक्शन के थ्रू होगा। इस अट्रैक्शन का नाम केमिकल बॉन्ड है। डिपेंडिंग अपॉन हमारे एटम्स की रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, उसके बेसिस पर हमारे पास डिफरेंट टाइप के बॉन्ड्स होते हैं। सो वील ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बॉन्ड्स। ओके, सो व्हाट आर केमिकल बॉन्ड्स, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड। केमिकल बॉन्ड्स के दो मेजर टाइप्स होते हैं, लाइक देयर आर टू मेजर टाइप्स ऑफ केमिकल बॉन्ड्स। फर्स्ट वन इज द कोवेलेंट वन एंड द सेकंड वन इज नॉन कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स। सो कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स जो हैं, दीज आर स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्ड्स जिनके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा एनर्जी की नीड होती है इफ़ यू वांट टू ब्रेक देम अपार्ट, एंड देन these are high bond energy bonds. Very important point to remember, covalent bonds जो हैं strong bonds होते हैं and they are high bond energy and they need a lot of energy to break apart. Second one is the non-covalent bonds. So non-covalent bonds weak bonds होंगे which requires lesser energy to break apart, right? और अगर हम weak bonds के अंदर एग्जाम्पल्स की बात करें, सो द फर्स्ट एग्जाम्पल इज आयनिक बॉन्ड्स, देन यू हैव हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स, देन यू हैव वैन डर वाल्स फोर्सेस एंड लास्ट वन इज हाइड्रोफोबिक इंटरैक्शन। ओके, अब हम पहले वील डिस्कस अबाउट कि एक एटम का स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है एंड व्हाई इज अ केमिकल बॉन्ड एक्चुअली रिक्वायर्ड इन द मॉलिक्यूल्स, राइट? सो लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट दिस नाउ। या सो अगर हम बॉन्ड्स के बारे में बात करें, सो बॉन्ड्स के लिए हमें पहले एटम का कॉन्सेप्ट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, राइट? सो इन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एटम, every atom have a central part given the name of nucleus and then you have a number of shells present in the nearby vicinity. इन shells के अंदर हमारे electrons revolve करते हैं. So in like there are four major shells. The names of the shells are K, L, M and N. So K shell जो nearest होगी हमारे न्यूक्लियस के, उसको हम K का नाम देंगे. Then it's L, then you have M और इसके बाद एक fourth outer layer है, that is N. Okay. Now in all of these shells there's a specific number of electrons required for the maximum stability. K shell के अंदर 2 electrons, L के अंदर 8, M के अंदर 8, so on and so forth. So point over here is कि अगर किसी एटम के पास एक स्पेसिफिक नंबर लाइक 8 जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, अगर किसी एटम के पास 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इसके एक्सटर्नल शेल के अंदर अवेलेबल नहीं है, उस कंडीशन के अंदर इट वुड नीड ईदर कंप्लीट ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम एनी अदर एटम फर्स्ट, सेकेंड इट कुड शेयर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स विद द नियर बाय एटम. सो जो ये शेयरिंग होगी या फिर जो कंप्लीट ट्रांसफर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन होगा, उन प्रॉपर्टीज के बेसिस पर हमारे पास बहुत सारे टाइप्स के बॉन्ड आते हैं. मेजरली 4 टाइप के बॉन्ड्स हमें याद रखने होते हैं. फर्स्ट वन इज द आयनिक बॉन्ड, सेकेंड वन इज योर कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स, थर्ड वन इज योर हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स एंड द फोर्थ वन आर योर वैन डर वाल्स फोर्सेस, राइट? So we'll discuss about each one of them in detail. Before that, अगर यहाँ तक आपको सब clear है, you let me know, then we'll move forward accordingly. Okay? Take your time, understand this. Any doubt, any problem, you can ask. Good evening, Nisha. Just check whether till this particular point is everything clear to you or not. If yes, then we'll explain, we'll understand about all the 4 type of bonds in complete depth. Very important class. Every day I'll be taking up very important and very important topic from the examination point of view, and at the end of the video we'll also try to solve one previous year question also. Okay, every day we'll do the same in the same manner, right? Now let's understand about what ionic bonds are all about. Yeah, so let's understand about the first type, which is your ionic bonds. So what are ionic bonds all about? So ionic bonds are formed as a result of transfer of electron. Transfer of electron means, let's take the example of NaCl, which is sodium chloride. In sodium chloride you have Na plus and Cl minus. So जो प्लस है इसका मतलब है इट वुड डोनेट वन ऑफ इट्स इलेक्ट्रॉन, एंड क्लोरीन क्या करेगा, ये एक इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्सेप्ट करेगा. इन सोडियम यू हैव 11 electrons and in chlorine you have 17. Bifurcate it in terms of the number of shells, so you have 2, 8 and 1, and over here it is 2, 8 and 7. There is one extra electron and there is one less electron over here for specific or for complete stability. So one electron would be transferred over here, and यहाँ पर you will be having 8 then, and over here there would be one less. So external जो हमारा shell है वहाँ पर ये दोनों stabilized हो जाएंगे, जिसकी वजह से NaCl एक stable bond का formation होगा, because one electron is getting transferred and over here one electron is getting accepted. इसी वजह से these sodium and potassium, sodium and chloride gets converted into their ionic form, because they are getting converted into their ionic forms, और यहाँ पर opposite charge का formation होगा, positive and negative, and this is a very common statement that opposite charges attract each other. So because of the formation of ions there occurs a attractive force between the two atoms, and as a result of that what is happening, there occurs formation of an ionic bond between the two. So ionic bond is occurring or getting formed because of transfer of electrons between the two atoms that we are taking into consideration. Over here the net charge or the final charge as a result of NaCl production is 0, because एक positive है एक negative है, so जो final charge होगा वो 0 होगा. That is the reason why ionic charges या फिर ionic bonds जो हैं they are very strong in nature, and as a result of that यहाँ पर एक stable compound का formation होगा. So this is about the ionic bond. Look into this. If this is clear to you, we'll move forward to the next one. Good evening, Sayanti. Clear till here? If yes, then let's move forward. Great. Let's move forward and understand about the second type. Let's understand about the second type, that is the covalent bonds. So what are covalent bonds? The covalent bonds are the ones that are formed as a result of sharing of electrons. So over here in the covalent bonds, what do we have? Complete sharing of electrons is there. Like in the first one, the transfer from one atom shells to the other atom shells, the electrons are getting transferred, but over here there is sharing between the two, and as a result these bonds are strongest in nature, and because of being strongest in nature they have the highest bond energy. Okay, so highest bond energy is there in the case of covalent bonds. So highest bond energy is there. They require the maximum energy to break apart, and as a result of this they are the most common type of the bonds that are found in nature. Again, one more important point over here. In case of ionic bonds, when we dissociate or when we mix NaCl in the water, what happens? It dissociates in its ionic form. But the distinction in case of the covalent bond is that there is no bifurcation or there is no splitting of the atoms, as in when the electrons gets or the compound gets dissociated or dissolved in the water, the atom would maintain its similar shape, it would maintain its similar property, no matter it is either in the aqueous solution or it is not in the aqueous solution. Very important change or very important difference between the two. Remember about this, right? I hope this particular thing is also clear, right? Third, we have the hydrogen bonds. So what are hydrogen bonds? Hydrogen bonds are the ones that are formed in relation to, in which you have, there is again like electrons are shared, but over here the major point you have to remember is there is because of polarity in the atoms, and as a result the hydrogen bonds are formed. For example, in the water, like H2O is result of hydrogen bonds between H and O. So one O and two of the H are there, and there occurs a hydrogen bond formation over here, because of which, like because of the presence of the hydrogen bonds in the nature, there is liquid nature of water being found in on earth. If and all hydrogen bonds were not there, the water would have been a gaseous condition, would have been in the gaseous state in the room at the room temperature. So hydrogen bonds are the one which is helping out, or because of which we have the liquid nature of water available in nature, right? In addition to that, hydrogen bonds are also found in the DNA, right? In which, what do we have in the DNA? The two strands of the DNA gets stabilized because of the formation of hydrogen bonds, right? Then next one, first one was water, second is DNA, third one is the proteins, right? Because the superfolding of the complete protein structure from the primary end towards the tertiary end, how does it actually happens? It happens because of, क्योंकि यहाँ पर hydrogen bonds का formation होता है between the primary structures, it gets overlapped, and as a result जो primary structure है gets converted into secondary, followed by tertiary, and then the quaternary. So यहाँ पर you can see hydrogen bond is playing very important role in three major functionalities of nature. First is water, second is DNA, third is protein. So we can say hydrogen bonds life form के sustenance के लिए एक major role play करते हैं, right? Third one was hydrogen bonds. Last जो है हमारा, that is van der Waals forces. So what are van der Waals forces all about? So van der Waals forces जो हैं, these are formed as a result of the distance between the two. So van der Waals forces are the only forces जो distance के ऊपर dependent होती है, like depending upon how much distance is there between the two, there occurs either attraction or the repulsion between the two. Remember this thing, van der Waals forces distance dependent है, and this exact thing has been asked in the CSIR and once in the DBT examination regarding that which of the following is a distance dependent force. So you have to remember it is the van der Waals force which are distance dependent. Very important, very easy, yet students tend to like they get confused in this format. Try to remember this कि van der Waals forces distance dependent होती है, जिसकी वजह से these also play a very important role in nature, right? So these were the four main bonds that you have to keep in mind. Let's try to summarize all the four. First one is your, like in the bonds, first one are your covalent bonds. So covalent bonds क्या है? जहाँ पर हमारे electrons का sharing है, there occurs sharing of electrons in case of covalent bonds. These are the strongest bond in nature, right? In addition to that, यहाँ पर bond energy बहुत ज़्यादा required है, so bond energy is very high over here. Then these are covalent bonds. Then we have the non-covalent bonds. So non-covalent bonds के अंदर हमारे पास three major types के हैं. First one is your ionic bonds. Ionic bonds are the ones जो आयंस की फॉर्मेशन की वजह से, like because of the formation of the ions, there occurs a attraction between the opposite charges. As a result, ionic bonds are getting formed. Yes, over here what happens? Over here there occurs transfer of electrons, right? Next you have, after the ionic bonds, then we have hydrogen bonds. So hydrogen bonds के अंदर क्या है? This is majorly required for the major sustainability of life on earth. And the third one are your van der Waals forces, जहाँ पर major requirement क्या है? यहाँ पर distance is helping you out in the main format. So the distance is helping out in the major attraction or the repulsion between the two forces. So ionic, hydrogen and van der Waals. Hydrogen bonds जो हैं, they are found in the DNA, they are found in water formation, they are found in the proteins structure formation, right? So all these pointers are important. Check whether you have understood everything or not. Very important. Every single point is very, very important. If you have any doubt, any problem, you can ask. I have tried to summarize it in the simplest manner, in the best manner possible. Okay, example of covalent bonds is that when you have N3, so N triple bond N, so sorry, not N3, it is N2. So over here there occurs three of the electrons gets shared over here, so it is N3. Then ionic bonds NaCl, hydrogen bonds H2O, common example. Last one is your van der Waals forces, which is because of the distance, right? Quickly check whether you have any doubt, any problem. If no, then we'll solve one question which will make your complete doubt clear. So these are the strongest one, then second one is this, third is hydrogen bond, last is your van der Waals forces. This is your order of bond length, bond strength also. Okay, mark the answer, like try to find check whether there's any doubt or not. Clear? Very good. So these were the major points that you had to remember. I hope all these points are clear to you, right? Now let's try to solve one question for you all. So this is the question. The question is that you are given the various type of bonds in front of you and you are given the energies, approximate energies for each one of them. You need to find the correct answer, right? So even if you do not remember about any of the value, but you know that what is the major, like, order of the bonds or order of the bond strength, you can easily mark it according to the options given to you. Try to find the answer for this particular question, everyone. Very simple, very important, and it is a 4 marker part C question. Okay, try to find the answer for this particular question, everyone. Whatever you have understood today, try to apply it over here. You'll be able to mark the answer. Yes, done everyone? Okay, let's see. Now, if you have understood the concept, you can easily mark the answer. See, we know that the covalent bonds are the strongest in nature. And out of the 4 options given to you, 80 kilocalories is the strongest one, right? So, R gets matched with the third one. This is the most simplest thing which you can mark out. And if you narrow down your choices of R marking with 2, with the third one you can eliminate A and C. Then you have the next thing, then the second one is your ionic bonds. One is hydrogen bonds, and then you have the van der Waals forces, right? So hydrogen bonds is this one, then you have second one is your ionic bond. So ionic bonds gets marked with the second one because they are of second level strong in nature. So S get marked with 2, and if S gets marked with 2, easily mark the answer as option number D. Very very simple. So answer is option number D, right? I hope this particular question is clear, and it's a very straightforward question. If you remember the concept behind it, you can easily mark the answer. There is nothing like you need not to put a lot of brain to it. You can easily mark the answer over here. Okay? Is everything clear to everyone? Yes or no? Just let me know in the chat sections. Yes, everything clear to you, and very good. All of you marked the answer. All of you have marked the answer correctly. It's a very good thing. Yes, quickly. Great. So this was about for today's class. I hope all the complete topic is clear to you, and do let me know in the comment section after the class whether you liked this particular format of revision or not. If yes, then we'll continue the same format in the further revision classes also. Okay? So this was about for today's class. Thank you for joining in. Again, a reminder, we have a practice session starting on 4th of April 2023. So if you wish to download enroll in this particular course, you can download the application and enroll. In addition, if you wish to place your orders for the revision booklets and the PYQ pointers, WhatsApp us on this particular number, and you can have the complete booklet and the PYQ pointers all together in 1199 only. Okay, thank you for joining in. Bye everyone, take care.